Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's not so bright and early. 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I have been just incredibly busy, which is good lately. Okay, so today I'm probably going to make the title of this video. I'm going to probably make it simple. I'm going to continue, or I have been continuing wearing a mask, and I am looking forward to getting my fourth shot, my second booster for the COVID virus. Yes, I am going to get that. Okay, so there's two stories I would basically want to talk about. Before I talk about the COVID booster shot mask and how it's got to do with Mr. T and Ted Cruz, I want to talk about one other story. Recently, Mike Lindell, again, has been on social media. I waited till I could get the actual video of this rant before I wanted to talk about him, because God forbid I don't include the link, the actual proof of it. You know, I'm going to have somebody say I'm making it up or whatever. Anyway, okay, so at Trump's rally last weekend, Mike Lindell was there, and he was going to talk. He was heading to the stage to talk, and he got served. He was served papers for defamation of character once again from Eric Coombs, I believe it is, the former head of Dominion voting machines, and with good cause, because, you know, Mike Lindell, without any proof, is still going around defaming people. Okay, so he's at this, there's actual video footage of this. He's at the rally, and he's talking to people, and the process server comes up to him, and he just hands him the envelope, the manila envelope, and he takes it, and he starts walking, and it's probably a good 8 seconds before he even realizes that he was handed something. Thank God it wasn't anything dangerous. And he's like, oh, like it just appeared in his hands. Oh, what's this? And then he turns around and he tries to go get the process server to come back and open it up, which of course, you know, that's not going to happen if you know anything about, you know, process servers. Anyway, okay, so he was served these papers, right? So he came out with this, Mike Lindell is the king of bizarre rants, right? But this one, I don't know. I'm seriously, no joking aside, I think Mike Lindell, it shows his slipping from reality. You know, his lack of, his mental processes may be slipping. Let me just go over this really briefly, what he says. Okay, so he talks about Eric Coomer. He talks about how he was served papers, and he brings up his employees and how he's got 2,700 employees and how this was a stupid thing to do. Then just to show, I don't know if Eric Coomer actually sued Mike Lindell's entire company, My Pillow. I don't know why. Mike Lindell's making it sound like, you know, his employees are going to all suffer from this, and, you know, Eric should be ashamed of himself for protecting himself against false claims. All right, but Mike Lindell just shows that he's not understanding this, because he actually does it again. He makes another claim. He says, oh, I heard that you were all drunk the other day, stumbling into a building. You know, so right there, he's doing it again. You know, or he heard somebody say, so he doesn't have, you know, right there, he should know that there's a good chance this story might not be real. And he's talking about this guy being drunk in front of a building or something. So he's setting him, actually not learning, setting himself up while he's talking about another defamation suit. He's setting himself up for another one. I don't think Eric Coomer would do that. I think it's making the point enough with this first one. But here's where it gets really weird. Mike Lindell starts talking about how Eric Coomer is, he says it wrong. He says that Eric Coomer did crimes against humanity instead of like committed or, he says, he starts claiming that Eric Coomer they're going to melt down his little machines, and he's going to be behind his little prison bars saying, let me out. And Mike Lindell just goes off on a tear. I mean, you've seen this before, but this one's up there with just weirdness. So he's saying Eric Coomer is committed crimes against all of humanity, supposedly, for these false claims of a stolen election, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the link will be down below. You got to see this. He's definitely off his rocker. All right, here we go. Ted Cruz, king of hypocrisy, comes out against Mr. T. Just recently, I'll put the link down below as usual. Mr. T posted a very cool, I think it was a tweet, saying that he just got his 4th booster shot, and he's going to continue to social distance and wear his mask because this COVID thing ain't done yet. Good for him. It's a personal choice, right? Isn't that what Ted Cruz has been saying this whole time? The choice, right? But apparently, it's the other way around. I don't get this. I do not understand why, like the truckers, these truckers are so upset about people wearing masks still. It's like they take it as a personal insult. So anyway, Ted Cruz tweets, and the link will be for this will be down below. Ted Cruz tweets, bizarre. I guess the fact that 500 plus legislators not wearing masks during the State of the Union address wasn't good enough for Hollywood. See, so he's twisting it here a little bit. He's basically saying, well, if they didn't wear masks during the State of the Union address, then he turns Mr. T into elitist Hollywood, to make it put a little spin on it instead of just some aging 70s TV actor, so he doesn't look too silly. He makes it sound like this is all about Hollywood and elitists and all this other stuff. So that's the tweet. Like I said, it'll be down below. Now here's the facts. I continue. It's not even a debate for me. I continue to wear my mask, and I wear it when I go into stores, when I go shopping at big stores, the box stores, when I go shopping at the supermarket, when I go into the library. When I get gas, she's behind where I go. She's in a little booth. I don't remember wearing a mask now, and nobody's anywhere near me. I'm logical about it. I'm not wearing a mask inside the house all by myself and everything, but I continue to wear a mask. Now, the 4th booster, I've thought about this, and I have not. I have been totally COVID-free through this whole thing. And as most of you know, my best friend, my ex-girlfriend, the girl that I was hoping to marry eventually someday, passed away from the Delta variant COVID just last August 5th. And this is still just leaving a huge hole in my world. This is my greatest fear. The reason I still wear a mask, the reason that I would go get a 4th booster shot is my family. My mother is in her mid to late 70s. Other members, very close members of my family, have very serious immunodeficiency conditions, and honestly, I couldn't live. I could not. If I somehow, I'm out more often than them. I'm out in public. I'm at the store, every day. And then I go over to my mother's and I take her out to breakfast at least twice a week, I think now. And, if I was in any way responsible for her getting sick, and God forbid anything worse, especially after losing Audrey, I wouldn't be able to live with myself, so how hard is it for me just to simply, I strap it over my ears as soon as I go out the front door, and I leave it down here as I'm driving. When I get to the store, I slip it up. When I come out of the store, nobody's around, I'd slip it down. It's that simple. How hard is that for the peace of mind that I'm not going to end up taking the life of my mother or my family members, my sister? It's not a big choice, or it's not a choice at all for me. It's not about me at all. It's about my family, and it's a very, very inconsequential small thing for me to get another shot, another booster. The 3rd one I got was no problem. I think I felt a little sluggish the next day. And I've told you guys before, it's not about me, but personally, as you guys can see, I'm so busy. I don't have time to get sick. I don't want to get sick. And to be even more brutally honest, I've talked about this in another video. admit that I kind of have a phobia of getting sick because it reminds me of the drug withdrawals that I went through, the high temperature, the hot cold flashes, the nausea. It gives me bad memories of what I went through when I was withdrawing from drugs. And that's a whole nother reason why I do not want to get sick. But the main reason is my family. I mean, how hard is it? So let people like Ted Cruz call me bizarre, or the Hollywood elitist, or Mr. T, or whoever. If it takes 1 second for me to slip a mask up over my face to give my mother, my family a little protection, yeah, I think I could do that. And you know what? And screw anybody that's got a problem with that. All right, you guys have a great Friday.